You're welcome to Alpha Colourprint, a shop in Bermondsey that does great things for the community. Please come in. Here is more of the office, but we have a factory in Pekan where we do pictures, but this one is more of digital, small print. So this one is the machine that can full stitch within 30 minutes. We have like 200 booklets. Some of these brochures, yeah, we do them in the factory because they're a lot. And also we work for the Redeemed Christian Church of God. All the Festival of Life they are doing in Excel, we do their brochures, we do all the envelopes, and also other organizations as well, we do print. And some of the achievements that what we've achieved from doing wedding cards and birthday cards and Christmas cards from this year. Then we have this little machine, it's the laminator that does matte and gloss lamp. We have a little stitching machine and a digital machine that prints color and black and white as well. It can scan as well. And then we'll come in here. This is what we use in doing t-shirt and cards. Yep. Then we'll come in here. We have the deputy labor leader Angela, when they visited, because they were told of what we are doing for the community, because the policy here is like anybody that is like 70 years, we do their job for them, but it's more of printing and copying for free. So I don't know how they managed to know, so they came to say thank you. And then I have a picture of my brother. We have two senior advocates in the family, my elder brother and my younger one in Nigeria. So this one is the labor leader when he visited. And then the visit was a grand one because they used it in their conference as well, and it was on Sky News and CNN, BBC. Then these two pictures, my mother and my father. My mother, I'll just tell you, was the deputy governor of Anambra State and under Peter Obi, and then later became governor for 3 months before handing over to Peter Obi again. Yeah? We were part of the team that organized the charity badge for mayor of Waltham Forest. And so okay, we've been established since 1999, so 24 years in this shop before. But we have outlets in Nigeria where we do diaries and some stuff as well. So for here, we've been here for 24 years. So that's the summary of what we'll do here. Okay, my name is Mr. Henry Okenwa Etiaba. I like putting that Okenwa, the middle name, because it has a great meaning. In Igbo land, it's just called a big son, so which is prophetic. And I've been established in the printing industry for the past 30 years. But like this shop, it's been in existence for the past 24 years. And we do so many different jobs, like we've done diaries for banks in Nigeria, and then we do brochures, we do so many printing, anything that is printable except money. So that's what we do. The location is, I won't say that I'm the person that chose the location, but like God being so kind, when I had this shop, they were building the Bermondsey station, so lots and lots of people didn't know about the potential. They didn't know. The great thing of being or having the business in Bermondsey is, I would say it's central, because Tower Bridge is 5 minutes from here. London Bridge, 7 minutes, even if you're in a bus or if you are in a train. We have a very good train station, Bermondsey Tube Station, one stop to London Bridge. Then if you are going towards North London, it's central. So most of my clients, once they're in maybe Oxford Street or whatever, once they will just enter train in Bond Street and come in here. So it's very central. And also, another good thing, that I'm outside congestion area, which makes the business very viable and very easy for clients to come in without paying congestion charge. They didn't know that this place will open up. So, so I got the shop, And then the whole place opened up from here, 15 minutes to Becker Street, Bond Street, So that's the thing. It was in Nigeria that one day he was inspired by my father. He woke up one morning because he was a lawyer, going through newspapers, and they found one printing press in Lagos called the Colourprint in Way Street, Mochi, and he cut out the article from one of these newspapers, and he was so excited, and he showed it to me because I've been developing interest in doing business after secondary school, higher education. In university, they don't do printing in Nigeria, so he showed it to me, and I developed interest in that. So I think 1986, I went to Lagos, and I went to that Ibukola printing press. They do all these record sleeves for Sonny Ade, Michael Jackson, CBS, all those record sleeves there. So they took me, but whilst I was working there to learn the trade, I went to Etiaba College of Technology as well because they do printing there, to study printing. Then from there, my first 6 months, I came to London to take exam with British Printing Industrial Federation, which I think gives the certificate in 1987. So I did this one, then went back to Nigeria, carried on, then finished the practical aspect of it, and then finished with Etiaba and came in here. Went to London College of Printing, and then finished there. The certificate is just there. And God helped me. I secured the shop, opened my business here, and by His grace, we are still working. About printing, I don't like to see a job that is not properly printed. Like when you pick up a magazine, especially in Africa, is full of ink. They don't do this color separation well. So, but if you are criticizing, it's always good for you to show people that you can do it. So from there, I started my printing as well, and then a bit of challenges, but like God being on my side, I overcame some of the challenges, and I started a magazine that is called the Gallery International, like 15 years ago, a thriving magazine known almost all over the world. This is the Gallery International, which has been in circulation for the past 15 years. It's a Nigeria equivalent of OK and the Hello magazine, being published here. But like now, I've started publishing it in Nigeria because of the shipping cost. Then these are some of the awards we've gotten. This one, Influential Leader, when Maxwell came in to empower the leaders. And also, I did printing in London College of Printing in Elephant and Castle. So it's not as, printing is a passion, quite all right. But like I studied it to make sure that I'm giving the nation what they want. Yeah. And then this magazine, we've done more than 50 editions, and it's almost all over the world. When Precious, now the king, had his birthday in Jesus' house, it was covered as well. So that was that, and I'm very passionate about printing things. I don't read, but I like good print. In printing, it's like once I touch a paper, I'll tell you the grammage, I'll tell you whether it's a great paper, the kind of grain they use, because even when we did printing, we did how to make paper. So I know when somebody is selling a paper that is not great quality. And also I know paper that will absorb ink very well. That's number one. And number two, there's what we call printing procedure. In printing, most people, what they do because of money, turn around. I can't do a job in Lito that a client will force me, oh, I want this job to be ready tomorrow, because everything in printing has its process. That's why at times when you finish printing, it doesn't gel well, the color doesn't register, and when you do perfect bound, it doesn't dry properly. You open it and the leaf starts falling all over the place. So for me, whether you're paying me billions or you're paying me this, I'm not forced to produce something that is not of high quality. That's what we are known for, So I'm very passionate about getting the printing done properly, how it should be done. That's what we do. Each job has the kind of paper that will work well with the print. For example, here I have a collection of papers from GS Smith. So we have what we call different grammage. We have, if you're doing like photocopying, you go for 80 or 100 GSM normal bond paper. If you're printing like a magazine, you do like 130 GSM inner, 350 GSM cover. And then the way we do all these things, for example, if you're doing magazine, perfect bound, you can do 100 GSM and they use like maybe 170 GSM to do the cover, because you can't laminate it, it will be so flimsy. So you have to make sure that what the paper you are using is what we call the paper standard. You have to use it to make sure that the production of that paper is compatible to what you are the printing machine, because at times when you use paper that is not a good grade, it messes up the printing machines. It might curl, it might not bring the right colors. So let's say I'm doing a magazine now. So like we normally do the inners 130 GSM, the cover 350, and then we must laminate it. We do matte or gloss to make sure that when you fold it, it doesn't crack up. And also, when the client sees it, all the colors must register, because we are using the paper that's supposed to be used for the printing. So you don't use any paper for any printing. Yeah. So for some people like business cards, you can't say, oh, I'm using 170 GSM to do business card. No, those ones are like for flyers. But business card, you use like 350 GSM or 400 GSM so that it will meet the printing standard. Yeah, CMYK is like cyan, yellow, magenta, K, and then black. So we normally have 4 colors. So if you don't have that 4 colors, it won't register. But these 4 colors are mainly for lithos. But for digital, it's RGB, like, you're using color, photocopying machine or whatever. But like for litho, it must be CMYK. So you put those ink, yellow ink, cyan, magenta is the pink one, then cyan is like, the bluish color. Then you have the black. So the 4 colors, you must use it to produce something like human color. Yeah, but like for digital is RGB. For me, I studied printing in Nigeria, yes, without seeing some good printing equipment. In Nigeria, it's more of theory, because you don't see most of the machines. Color separation, we hardly see, color separation machine, because that time was so expensive. So you visualize, they'll tell you that this is how it works. You won't see it. But another thing I learned from Nigeria doing the practicals, in Nigeria, there are so many different ways of achieving results, getting results in a non-conventional way. At times, maybe you want to do color separation, you just cut 1 or 2, papers, use it to cover the camera, and then, which you can't do here. But based on the experience and the way we do things and God-given gifts, and knowledge, we do those things in Nigeria. So I brought that idea here. So for me, there are certain things I do, and if it doesn't work here, I will say, okay, wait a minute. I will think on how to get it done. It's not written on any book, but it's based on the experience I had in Nigeria, because in Nigeria, you can cut off, like, for example, if you want to write A and you don't have what we call the stencil or the letter print, you can just cut off A and then paint it. So you still do those things, but you can't do it here. So that kind of experience, I brought it in from Nigeria, and it's helping me a bit, because most of the clients I deal with, I know, in as much as they are English people, but like I still have 1 or 2 Nigerians that want things that are a bit complex, you know what I mean? And then with that experience, I can always, make sure that I meet their needs. So it helps. In printing, number one, I have noticed that Nigerians are bringing in high quality printing machines now, enjoying seeing things printed. In digital, they do it well, quite all right. You look at the screen, oh, it's fantastic. And when they print it, it's not good. So Before, what we normally do is to buy a cake machines that are not being used anymore here. So once it gets to Africa or Nigeria, the quality is never, but now we are meeting the printing quality because loads and loads of people are investing in digital, and also in Nigeria, because like technology do change, we still use the same, we don't train printers, we still use the same printers, people that works, they use their experience to do things that are not, because they are not being updated, they are not being trained. So the printing quality is not always at its best. But for now, in Nigeria, you'll be proud of what they are doing now, because they do bring in, people, even some great English people, Germans, they do bring them, pay them good money for that printing quality. And, so now printing in Nigeria is something that you can reckon with, The high achievement here is like when I finished my printing in London here and started my business, was one of the greatest. But like the one that I would say is icing on the cake was when I saw my business, Alpha Colourprint. Once I was listening to the news and then saw the business on Sky News, I was so glad that, this guy from Nigeria came in here and was recognized, So it gave me joy that at least I know that I'm touching the heart of people. And secondly, when I work for some people, they're a big organization, after they collect their job and say, it's beautiful. It's always gladdens my heart, that I've done something that somebody will acknowledge and say, it's beautiful, after paying you for the service as well. The biggest job that I would say I've done is when I did the annual report for a bank in Nigeria, which, there's no point mentioning their name. So it was a massive job that we did here, shipped in a container, and then cleared and delivered to them. It was a massive, because we did the annual report with the diaries as well. So we used to do case-bound diaries for them before they banned the importation of diaries. And because they banned it, I didn't want to get into doing it anymore. So that one was the biggest job, and it was a bit stressful, because you do it here, it's straightforward, but once it gets to Nigeria, the logistics with the customs clearing, so by the time you finish, you were tired. But like, that was the biggest job I did in Nigeria for Nigerian company, but I did the job here. Yeah, we've done a couple of big jobs, but we've done one for Festival of Life, the Redeemed Christian Church of God. They always have it's called the Holy Ghost Night in Excel. So we did the magazines that is called, we redeemed the magazine. We did up to 20,000 copies and 50,000 envelopes, and we did flyers as well. At times we do up to 100,000 flyers. So massive, for them. That was great. And also we've worked for Sodok Council. We've done few jobs for them. And then some organizations that I can't give you their names, but like, yeah, we are well established here. So, and then they do patronize us well. Yeah. During the era of COVID, we survived by His grace, because what actually happened, we used to do printing, the physical printing, where you have the real paper, but we changed from the real paper to digital, where we do most of the things we did online by redesign, forward to our clients, and then they will use it like that. But like as soon as COVID was over, they all came back, and then we started the normal printing. But it was a bit of a challenge, because like for almost 1 year, we didn't go to the office, we didn't go to the shop. So the shop was closed, and just staying at home, doing your printing and getting 1 or 2 briefs, But it was a very tough time because we lost almost 90% of our clients. Some of our clients are like churches. We do brochures, bulletins for them, offering envelopes. So during that time, they didn't do those things, but God kept us. Most people, they don't like it. It's like you. Most of the time you are reading a novel that's supposed to be hard copy or somebody's biography. Reading it in Kindle, reading it online, it's never the same because you don't smell the paper, you don't smell the ink, you don't feel it. And then when you print something, it's not a must that you start from cover and then read it till you get to the end. No. You can open page 30, look at it, read, and then put it back. So so many people are going back to the era of normal print. So digital is okay, but for most people, they still prefer the traditional way of printing, having the hard copy, For me, the advice I will give to anybody that wants to enter into this printing industry is number one, there's a scripture in the Bible that whoever that wants to build must count the cost. You must count the cost. Are you entering the business because you want money or you are passionate about it? If it's about money, the money might not come and you end up disliking what you want to do. But if it's passion, no matter what, is the passion, how passionate you are will be driving you. So, and also in the area of printing, you need to make sure that you learn the practical aspect of it so that one day if you are starved, didn't come to work, you know how to operate those machines. Because for me, I can operate any machine, even the Speed Master, because I learned how to operate them in Nigeria, and I came in here with little knowledge as well, because even going to London College of Printing, they won't teach you all these things. You need to work as an apprentice, learn the trade very well. So if you've learned it, know how to do all these things, then you'll be very passionate about it. And number two, you will enjoy it. Because for me, for the past 24 years, I've never regretted going to work. And I don't think there's been any single day apart from the lockdown. I don't work, I do Monday to Friday. So Saturday and Sunday I don't work quite all right. But like any day that I'm supposed to go to work, I've never missed going to work. If I'm working from Nigeria, I don't go to bed or sleep because I'm on holiday or whatever. Once I'm in Nigeria, I work in the press. If I'm here, I must go to work. So if that's what we call passion, I love what I'm doing, not because of the money. But when God wants to help you, He doesn't care about what you have. He will make everything perfect at His own time. About this Gallery International, the magazine, I caught the vision because started showcasing, the Igbo people, the way they are doing their business, the way they are helping one another. So that time I started doing it for free. But the magazine, I do sell the pages. So from there, the Igbo people just embraced it and then started patronizing me, because we always say in Igbo, one leg the number. So you start with your own people. So I started with them. And I remember the first time I was pasting posters in Lagos under the bridge, Falomo Bridge. So a guy saw me and they were saying, "Oh, this your magazine is so erotic." And I remembered the response. I said, "Charity begins at home." He stopped and they said he started patronizing me because he was an Igbo man. So he just wanted to know how proud I was with the magazine then, So it's always good, to start something and then know where you are coming from. That was how I started. And I said I have to start the platform of, showcasing my people first, the Igbo people. It's not about racism, it's not about whatever, but like just for people to know that the Igbo people do exist. And that was how the vision came. Yes, about our generation, the younger generation, I think we have to make sure that there's what we call mentoring. Find someone that is going where you're going. Follow the person to cut your journey short, especially our Igbo people. It's always good. Don't disrespect your people. Make sure that you ask questions, make sure you follow them, make sure that you are learning the things that are good, the things that are not good. You're not forced to learn them. Because I remember that I'm from Newi, how we always do is like being an apprenticeship. You start a business in Idumota, selling motor parts, you go to the village, you just take a small boy to learn the trade as an apprentice, and after, we always call, you settle the person, you do the person who know. When you settle the person, you still bring that person inside your shop, give the person little space in the shop to be selling exactly what you are selling. And then how God works, that person will have his own customers and you have yours. After 2 or 3 years, that person might even be doing better than the Oga. So it's always good for us to know, the younger ones to know, that our prayer is that they will be greater than us, richer than us. But the most important thing is for them to be humble, to make sure that they don't distance themselves from their people. Because God made us the Igbos, made us Nigerians for a purpose. So you don't need to go contrary to your calling. Don't distance yourself from your people because you learn from them. Let me give you an example. The reason why house girls always do well, most of them, they open restaurants, and they thrive because they learn from the so-called madam. Madam will be cooking, oh, bring salt, bring this, bring that, and the person is learning, and that skill supposed to be passed to their children, but like because of the way they protect their children, they don't allow their children to enter the kitchen. Oh, house girl, bring pepper, grind this for me, do this, and they are learning. So the same thing about them, not distancing themselves from their people or people they are going to learn from. So that's why I mentioned about mentoring, because it's what I know that I will pour to you in your life. So if you come to me, I will just teach you all that I know. It's biblical as well, because even in the Bible, about Moses and Aaron, the same transference, Elijah and Elisha. So many things happening. So you need to, it's like apprenticeship. You learn the trade, or and then that person will tell you, don't make this mistake. This is the mistake I made. Don't make this mistake. It's very easy, but you can't get all these things in reading books. It's like one word. Oh, my son, do this, do that. It will work for you. If you want to listen, you listen. But for me, the advice is just for them to listen, so that the Igbo culture, tradition will keep on, striving. Even like Ewu or advice na-enye ndị be na-abịa ebe a, onye ruo ojisi ike mmalụ ife kpatara o ji bịaba ebe a, maka ife na-eme ebe anyị bata ebe a, anyị lozọ ebe anyị si lozọ ife kpatara anyị ji bịaba. So onye kwesịrị ide n'ife kwụ ọtọ, maka na ọ mara etu o si wee batazi, o bido mekọba wit ndị ada eme ezigbo ife from ebe ahụ onye ahụ efuo. So onye bata ebe a, o jisie ike kwụba aka ya ọtọ, na-eme ife o kwesịrị ime, jisie ike na-emekọ wit ndị Igbo, ndị be ha. Ebe a ka ya nọ, onye nwee nsogbu, o jekwu nwanne ọkụwalie ife nsogbu onwe, nwanne ya kanyeli ya aka na n'ojem na-agwa ndị arọ ndị be ha nsogbu ọ na-enwe. Ị na-emekwa ọfụma, inyekwa ndị be ha, ndị be ụlọ aka. So ka anyị si eme bụ ndị Igbo ọbụla batala ebe a, because na this business bụ business ndị Igbo, anyị na-ejisi ike nyekwara ha aka nke ihe emenwu. Nke kacha bụ na ọ bụrụ na agadi nwoke, anyị na-arụ ọrụ na nkịtị because na ha retire go. So ụdị ife anyị na-emekarị for ndị mmadụ. So onye bata ebe a, onye Igbo, jisie ike, o nwere ka ị ga-alụ ime ọfụma na ekwuba aka ya ọtọ, jisie ike na-arụ ọrụ, họrọ ịnakpu ụla oge ibe gị ji arụ ọrụ, ejilere alahụ ụla. So nọ ka o siri. Ndị Igbo ekene m unu. Afa m bụ Okenwa Etiaba. Abụ m onye Nnewi. The meaning of my name, Okenwa. Okenwa is a great son. Yeah, that was the name my father gave to me, great son, and it has a very great meaning. So I always like to put that name, Okenwa. Okay, Alpha Colourprint, we are based in Southeast London, opposite Bermondsey Tube Station. It's a shop, one-stop shop, where you do all your jobs. It's like Call Quick. So if you come to 127 Jamaica Road, you will find us Monday to Friday. We open from 9:30 till 5:30. And also we are our email address is alphacolorprint@yahoo.com, and then phone number 0207-231-5454, and our website is www.alphacolorprint.co.uk or alphacolorprint.com. Thank you very much. Please make sure you follow ogendigbo.com. They are doing exceptionally well. You know, they're almost everywhere, showcasing the Igbo tradition and culture. So I will encourage you to follow them. Thank you very much.